Okay, everybody, first thing I have to admit is I totally just did this whole talk once before, but I took a picture of myself instead of taking a video, so now I got to do it again. Total transparency for all of you in class today. But anyway, I'm kind of a Gary Vee fan. I've seen a bunch of his stuff before. This presentation wasn't new to me. And because I've seen a lot of his stuff before, I thought it might be interesting to just touch on two or three of the finer points instead of the overarching points of the presentation, just to get something a little bit different out of it today. And the first thing I want to talk about, and Gary Vee talks about this a ton, is that the cell phone is king. And I would make the argument similar to Gary Vee that if you are running an ad and you can't see the ad on a cell phone, meaning it's in a newspaper or in a magazine or just on TV or something like that, you're probably wasting money. Your ad has to be where people can find it, and everyone is on their cell phones all the time nowadays. It's just how it is. Whether that's good or bad isn't up for debate right now. It's just if your ad isn't on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Google AdWords and just all of those big platforms that people are on all the time, then you're probably wasting some money. The second point I want to make, and this jumps right to the end of the presentation, is the creative makes the difference. Lance and I were sitting in the back row, and Lance and I are having a good, healthy conversation about all the points that Gary Vee's making, and we get right to the end, and Lance just looks over at me, kind of like there's the difference, the creative. And I would argue even more that it's the copy, the words that really, really make a difference. I was looking at some old print ads from the 60s and 70s just today, and it's really funny to look at them without the words, because you just look at them without the words and the irony and everything is just lost on you. They just make no sense. And so the words are really that bridge that really make the difference in the creative, if you ask me. And the third and final point I'll make, and he just touched on it very shortly at the end, is A/B testing. I've done this personally a few times because I don't have a lot of money to spend on surveys and on IBIS World Reports and all of those other things. And so sometimes the best thing to do is to make two ads that are comparable that you can put out into the world and just see which one does better. It's a really easy way to kind of not waste your money because you're putting the content out and you're getting things out there, but you can kind of see, hey, does my audience like videos better, or do they like pictures? And when they like pictures, do they like pictures with words, or do they just like the picture better? Who knows? But do some healthy A/B testing, and that'll really help you understand your audience better and put out more engaging content, I think. Overall, I'm a fan of Gary Vee. And so I really enjoy the presentation, and I hope we get to see some more from him over the course of this term.